Hi there, my name is Andrea Saez, and today I'll be talking about prioritization frameworks. We'll be addressing some of the popular frameworks available, why they don't help in the decision-making process, and how to do things better. I hope you enjoy this talk.
Hey everyone, it's great to have you here. Today we're going to talk about prioritization frameworks. Before we get started, a little bit about myself. My name is Andrea, and I'm a product consultant and co-founder at The Product Dynamic, an organization that focuses on creating and supporting diversity in teams. I love talking and writing about product and helping teams become more outcome-focused in their product development strategies. I'm going to start with a fairly bold statement here, which is, if you're looking to understand which framework will help you decide what to work on next, the answer is none of them will do what you think they're going to do for you. Let's start with understanding where frameworks actually came from first. It all started in the transformation between waterfall to agile. When the world changed from one to another, the need to want to predict things quickly followed thereafter. The more you can predict how things will pan out, the faster you can get things out the door. However, there is a bit of a flaw in that thought process. And it comes down to the fact that there is a misunderstanding between the terms agile and agility, which are not the same thing. Agile is a methodology that focuses on small iterations in order to deliver customer value. That is, instead of waiting for something to reach its quote-unquote done state, you release things little by little and start gathering feedback as you see how people respond, creating a feedback loop directly from the customer to your product and back again. Agility, on the other hand, is how quickly you get those things out the door. Agility is about understanding the velocity at which your team is able to deliver things. At some point, the thought process from small iterations change to the speed behind that process. And if you can have a framework for that, then why can't you also have a framework to decide what things you should be working on as well? And so the rise of framework acronyms came about. You have RICE, ICE, WSJF, SUP, name them. Everyone from Intercom to Basecamp has raved about how their frameworks help them decide what to work on next. But here's the fallacy with that. Frameworks are output focused and assume you have already run discovery. There is no way you can actually know the reach, impact, or effort on most of those things without properly having vetted if you're working on the right things to begin with, even less if you haven't spoken to anyone about it. So how could you possibly have any confidence? The reality is, you can't. So here's how we start focusing on how to actually make things better. The first thing that's really important to know is that prioritization is not a linear process. You don't just whip out a framework, tick all the boxes, and then stuff just gets done. Prioritization actually occurs on 3 different levels. First on the roadmap, then on your idea backlog, and then on your development backlog. When prioritizing, always start with your objectives. This will allow you to understand how the work you do will help you reach your goals. If you have initiatives that don't meet your team's current objectives, you already know what not to work on. Once you have identified which initiatives do fit your current objectives, it's time to figure out which ones will give you the desired outcome with the greatest impact. This is where you can use Teresa Torres's Opportunity Solution Tree. The Opportunity Solution Tree allows you to frame and visualize your thinking. This isn't about what is the best or the worst thing to work on. It's about understanding what is in front of you and objectively asking the question, will this help me reach my desired outcome? Once you have run experimentation and discovery on these items, you will have a better idea of the following. What are you working on and why? Is it worth pursuing? So will it give you that desired outcome? And how will you measure success? Now that you understand if something will give you the desired outcome, you can really say with confidence, yes, this is the right thing to work on. This is what we foresee the impact being. This is the expected customer reach, and so on. This is the place where you start looking at your quick wins and your possible time sinkers. And in coordination with your team, you start to understand your minimum viable features. That again, will have the greatest impact based on the desired outcome that you want to reach. After the product team finishes their discovery process and official implementation begins, You will then start sending things off to your development team. They will be prioritizing based on their own capacity and knowledge. And because this is about the output, not the outcome, and focuses on the how of the process, they may choose their own specific framework, be it Scrum, Kanban, or otherwise. The process here is entirely different. They have to take into account things like new improvements, bugs, and maintenance, ensuring they have a good balance between items. So what are frameworks good for anyway? Product prioritization frameworks are there to help you frame the information that is in front of you. They enable conversations between team members and assist with understanding relevant data. What they aren't there for is to make decisions for you. If that was the case, what good would people be for anyway? If inputting numbers was all it took, then computers could just do the job for us, and you wouldn't have the need to hire a product manager or focus on a product team at all. If anything, the more inputs you rely on to make decisions, the more of a bottleneck you create for yourself. Instead, focus on giving yourself room to experiment, measure, and learn from the process. Above all, frameworks lack context. They lack empathy. They lack understanding of the problem. They lack the what, the why, and for whom you are building things for. There is so much more to deciding what to work on next than just whatever ticks the boxes and fits the framework's inputs. So whether you're managing a product, a service, or even a team, the same rules apply. There's a few things to remember here. Prioritization is not a linear process and happens at different stages of product development. You should always start with your objectives, find problems to solve, and run discovery to better understand how different items may give you the desired outcome you are looking for. And remember that frameworks help you understand and visualize information. They foster conversations and discussions, but they are not there to make decisions for you. I really hope you enjoyed this talk. If you have any questions, you can reach me on Twitter at Andrea Saez. Hope to talk to you soon.